Oh, let's move on. Dust. Blah.
Yeah. So we're moving on to some news from Fantasy Flight Games. Now, they have been sort of joining the trend of creating a lot of companies creating solo rules for a lot of their games. And one of the games that they've done it for this week, or it was over the weekend last week, was X-Wing. So you wouldn't have thought that you could make a solo set of rules for X-Wing, but FFG have put together a alpha rules version of it that you can download and play around with right now. It uses sort of like an inbuilt sort of AI for the individual ships that you'll be going up against.
Solo ships.
Based on where they are in relation to you, they're positioning on terms of flanks and that kind of thing, because obviously everything's done via the the sort of segments and that kind of thing on the ships and stuff. Based on where they are and sort of what weapons they have and their intent and their target, they will do specific maneuvers and that kind of thing. They have said that it will be very complicated to begin with, but once you sort of get your head around it and play a couple of test games, you'll be okay. So
I think the main thing is the charts. It's knowing what your charts are and that sort of thing.
And which one to use.
Yeah. So the first thing you do is if you play X-Wing, you know that you've got a dial and you pick your maneuver, and then everybody reveals the maneuver. The solo ships don't. Instead, what you do is you pick your maneuver, and then based on
what you do and stuff,
a priority list, you'll go, okay, the solo are always your enemies. Your solo ship will then go, okay, who is my tally? I don't know why they've chose tally as a name for target.
All right.
Yeah,
I think it's because that would be a term in fighting, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, you pick your tally based on a priority. So you go, who's in my bullseye? No one. Who's in my front arc? No one. Who's in my side arc? No one.
Yeah.
Who's in my rear arc? Okay, him. Who's the closest? So you work your priority first. That gives you your target for that ship, and then you roll one of each of the dice, and because the dice have unique symbols, it gives them a large bank of priority. So you may have somebody in your front arc, but then you roll the dice and your fighter decides he's not going to engage there. He's decided to crap his pants and leave. So it's not always automatic that the ship will just go, you're there, I'm going to fly forward and attack you. It'll go, you're there, I'm not going to go full forward, I'm going to maybe back away, or I'm going to glide off here and keep you in arc. So it's that AI bit is going to be the most complicated part to get into, and will probably require crib sheets forever. But once you start playing a few games, it's relatively easy.
But that kind of sums up most of my X-Wing games, where I'll be flying this way,
to be brutally honest,
and someone's flying behind me, and I'm going to continue on, and someone's going like this, and I've got like that, and we're like this the whole time.
And to be fair, most of your X-Wing games are how many TIE defenders or TIE bombers can I put all the shields and all the hit points.
The thing that I think is really good about this, though, is that it kind of gives you that entry point for maybe if you like really get your head around how this works, and then you want to introduce someone into playing X-Wing, then this is a really good way to do it. And I think that's the case for a lot of solo rules, is that if you could do it and play with yourself and a friend controlling another ship, suddenly you can be like, we're going to learn how to play X-Wing, but I'm not going to screw you over by beating you because I know how to play the game.
What? What's the fun in that then?
It becomes, you can use it as a cooperative rule set. Because, and this is another part of the solo rules, you work out what you're playing, and then you work out what the terrible ships that are going to dash themselves on you are, and when you hit like turn 4, so let's say you're playing X-Wings against TIEs, you'd be playing X-Wings against TIEs, but then they have a reinforcement bank of TIE interceptors, and then they have a super reinforcement. I can't remember. They've got like 3 levels where it's like crap, slightly better again, and at the end of turn 4 you go, we've killed no one, so they get reinforcements of more crap. So all of a sudden now you haven't killed anybody, but now you're fighting like 4 crap things. Or at turn 4 you've killed both of them. They go, okay, in that case the reinforcements arrive and they're much better. or you maybe have only killed one. You go, okay, well, you get one crap and one good reinforcement. So it's waves. It's like a computer game where the amount of chaff you deal with works out what the next level of chaff is you're getting. If you haven't managed to take down the worst ships, then you're going to get more worse ships. If you have dealt with them competently, you're going to get a more difficult target coming next, and you get a progression, you get an escalation, and like they say themselves in the rules, you could potentially take this and push it beyond the suggested sort of 50 points. You could go for mass fleet engagements on a 6x4 table and play something more like Asteroids, where it never ends. It just keeps getting progressively harder until you die, and how much can you cope with, which is just great to see. And it's really interesting that they've taken X-Wing, which is a game I would go, you couldn't make a solo version of this,
and they've somehow done it.
And they've done it, and you're going, okay, touche, FFG. So once you've finished noting that powder, give me that for Legion.
Well, it actually
that'd be great.
It's actually a game that suits. They might be able to do it for Legion because it is kind of a game that actually suits being done like that, because you have specific maneuvers,
specific measuring templates,
and you've got specific decisions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the decisions are driven off the dial. It's not like you just decided to go, I'm only going to go slightly this way, and I'm going to do this, because the decisions are all there and the measurements are all there. It was actually quite a good candidate for going down an AI route.
Yeah.
Whether it's exciting or not, playing it as an AI route is a different.
I think that's where it's a cool idea to. Obviously, playing it solo is a great idea, but I think playing it with another person and doing like thing where you control two ships and they control two, or 1-1, etc. I think that would be a really cool idea, because then you share the burden of the rules learning as well. Kind of.
Are you saying? So it would be me and you tag team against
against
the
take an X-Wing
game.
each. Yeah. You become red 5 and red 1.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
I'd be red, and you can be blue 1.
I could be blue 1.
Oh, you don't. No, you don't want to be blue squadron.
Oh no, didn't they? Yeah,
they all died in
die.
Squadron. I'm pretty sure blue all got through the shield and all got wiped out.
Yeah, it's opposite of Star Trek, where I'd be like first to get it.
Oh yeah, definitely. In an instant. But yeah.
Very true. Yeah. But yeah, it sounds really cool from them. It's a really neat little thing they put together.
And because it's alpha, they are looking for feedback as well, which is another thing. So it's not just this is it. This is the only way you can play solo. If you play this and go, this didn't work because of this reason, let them know, and they can fix it for the rest of us who aren't that fussy. Because there are people out there who are very good at doing this sort of thing.
Very true.
Tweak the rules so we don't have to.